Thank you everyone for praying for Richard Page this week. It's been an extraordinary week in Croydon Employment Tribunal. I've been there with Richard Page. Paul Diamond has been there appearing on his behalf, making the case on his behalf, together with other members of the legal team. What is it that Richard Page has done? Why is it that he was removed from the magistracy? They say it was because he made the claim that children do best with a mother and a father. For holding that view, he has been removed from the magistracy. What triggered this case? What triggered Richard suing the Lord Chief Justice and the Lord Chancellor? What triggered it was this, that they removed him from the bench, saying that he had allowed his religious views to interfere with his judicial decision-making. They said that therefore he had breached the judicial oath for allowing those comments to enter into his decision-making. The way in which the case was put by Matthew Purchase this week from Matrix Chambers on behalf of the Lord Chief Justice and the Lord Chancellor was very chilling. It was chilling because he said this: a magistrate should not in any circumstances enter a decision-making process with a preconceived idea that a child does best with a mother and a father. He said that this would be prejudicial, that this in and of itself was discriminatory against same-sex couples. I think what we have to show here is that for the utterance of those views, this in a private room, he is removed. What is it next that people could not stand? Well, you see, the removal of Mr. Page was put into the public domain by the Judicial Investigations Office. So that was actually put into the public domain, and the Daily Mail or the Mail on Sunday got hold of it. They then asked Richard Page to comment. So in response to them writing the story, he commented, and there was then a media flurry. Well, at this, everyone around Richard Page said he should not speak to the media, that he should not speak without first getting clearance from the press office of the very body that was throwing him out. So what they didn't want was for him to tell his story, to tell his side. Well, Richard Page has been telling his side. And what is it that's so controversial? He's been accused of homophobia. He was accused of homophobia this week. He's actually never made any comment, if you look carefully at his public comments on this matter on homosexuality, unless he's been asked in the courtroom. The comments he's made always have been that the child does best with a mother and a father. That's been the comment that he's been made. That's the comment that it would seem so many people can't stand. What was also very chilling this week, and by the way that Matthew Purchase, counsel for the Lord Chief Justice and the Lord Chancellor, put his case, was this: that by association, Richard Page was by association linked with Christian Concern, an extremist pressure group with extremist views. They even brought Bishop Michael Nazir Ali into it because he had written a comment piece in the Daily Mail on his case, and they said that Bishop Michael was also had extremist views and that he was linked to those views by association. Isn't that chilling? When I was at law school, the premise of family law was that marriage between a man and a woman was the anchor and the bedrock for a civilised society. The premise for having children, the premise for adoption and fostering and fertility treatments at that time was that a married mother and father, a married man and woman, was the best premise upon which to recognise the family. So I qualified in 1988. So isn't it extraordinary how far we've come in 30 years, when it's now the new hate speech to say that a child does best with a mother and father? It's in the very uttering of those comments, you can somehow be seen to be anti-homosexual. I feel very subdued. It was the chilling effect was very profound in that courtroom. And I've been sitting in such courtrooms now for many, many years. We need to awake, we need to arise, we need to cry out to God for a way forward. Will you be part of that? Shall we just pray together for the Lord to reveal to us how it is that we might yet be part of a great awakening in this nation, that it wouldn't be too late. Let us cry out to him for a way back in our nation. For when you've been where I've been this week, it feels as if that looks very difficult. But let's not be discouraged. Let's press into this and let's work together for his kingdom to come on earth as it is in heaven. Thank you for taking the time to listen.